Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Every Monday morning we check in with Dan Smith. He's with Vail Mountain Rescue to let us know what's happening out in the backcountry. And it sounds like you've had your first hut mission. Tell us about this.
Well, as you know, in Eagle and surrounding counties, there's a series of huts operated by the 10th Mountain Division. And these are primitive outhouse wood stove huts, and they're 5 to 10 miles apart, and generally 3 to 10 from the trailhead. One of the best huts, the newest one's Fowler Hilliard. It's above Camp Hale. We had a party that decided to go in from the Camp Hale side, which is the hardest way in. I won't say it's the worst, but it's certainly the hardest. And they were on snowshoes. It took them 9 hours of snowshoeing.
Wow.
And about 2,500 feet elevation and about 7 miles distance to get to the hut. Time they get to the hut, one member of the party has what we would call acute mountain sickness, and the danger of that is it can turn into altitude sickness, which can turn into high altitude cerebral edema or high altitude pulmonary edema, both of which can kill you. The only solution is get the person down.
Yeah.
Altitude, oxygen helps, but if you stay at altitude, it's not going to work. These folks did some things right. They had pretty good gear with one serious exception. They were in leather hiking boots.
Ooh, okay.
You don't snowshoe for 9 hours in leather hiking boots without gaiters and not have very wet, very cold feet. You get to the hut after 9 hours of slogging, you're exhausted. Then the altitude sickness can take a hold. You're probably dehydrated because you've only probably chunked 1.5 water bottles on the way up there, and you needed to chunk about 4.
Oh, wow.
You also needed to process that water out on the way up. Probably didn't happen. Very nice people. We sent in a team, as usual, nothing happens in daylight. Got there in the dark and pulled the subject out and got her down, and when she was at the bottom, she was fine.
Oh, wow.
But we do 3 or 4 a year in the backcountry, and a couple of those are at least at Fowler. It's one of the more popular huts. You've got to recognize the length of time it's going to take you to get there. It's just not a walk in the woods. When you're snowshoeing to that kind of altitude gain in that distance, you're going to burn an awful lot of energy. Snowshoeing is one way to get to the huts. Skiing is kind of the designed way, but snowshoeing works, but it's going to take you all day. Mm-hmm. And what we have a lot of people do is they start at noon, and then when it's dark 30, they're only halfway there. And a couple of these routes, the hut is not obvious unless there's somebody in it that's got the lights on. You can get lost pretty easy. These are all good ways, but they do have some avalanche danger on the trips to some of the huts. There's one place on this route to Fowler. If you get off route and get into Resolution Bowl, that is a very deadly avalanche trap.
Wow.
And you don't want to get in there, and we have people get in there all the time. These people made it to the hut fine, but the energy cost to this one woman was too great. She had to go back down.
And the avalanche danger right now, moderate, still a concern.
Yep.
And that is you're not in a controlled environment like we are in the resort.
These are persistent slab avalanches primarily. We have a very weak layer from the first snowfall, the melt and the freeze. Think of this as a very large weight sitting on top of a plate of ball bearings. That's exactly what it has. What does it take to move that weight? Some stress. You step wrong, you step over a rock, you step too hard. Your snow machine high points, please don't do that. You knock down a cornice. There's a lot of weight in there. Snow is huge in weight. You're not going to outrun it, and you're going to have problems with it. Take an AVI 1 course, take an AVI 2 course, which is even better. Learn what you're doing. Go with a guide if you're not quite sure what you're doing. Make sure you have the right equipment. But the backcountry is beautiful, but you have to respect it.
Okay, and I know you guys are a nonprofit, and Colorado Gives Day is tomorrow, so
Yep.
I want to talk to one of your colleagues, Bob. He's going to come in and give us some details on the Friends of Mountain Rescue.
Friends of Mountain Rescue has taken all the fundraising load off the team. We just do missions and training, which is what we all signed up for.
Okay, well, Dan, thanks so much for coming in. And yes, so once again, if you are going into the backcountry, a hut trip, they're so fun, but make sure you know before you go, wear the right gear, and do be aware of the altitude and how it can affect you. We're going to check in with Mark Sassy. He has our weather details, and then we're going to check in with the Friends of Mountain Rescue.